This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No. Y'all,
this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
You all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Lindsay in for Jeff. Happy Friday, y'all.
Yeah.
We made it. Okay, let's get right into the story because I know you guys want an update. CBS Mornings co-host Gayle King is chiming in on the whole TJ Holmes and Amy Robach situation over at ABC. Gayle was asked about their alleged affair on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Take a look.
It's just gotten very messy and very sloppy.
Yes.
I do think that.
Yes.
You know, because in the beginning, I actually thought, let's good on Good Morning America. They're saying they're not taking them off the air, two consenting adults. But then the more you read, it's just very messy. And I think it's just, to me, a sad situation because you've got kids involved, you've got families involved, and I keep thinking about that.
Check Gayle out in those sneakers. Those are cute, right? So yesterday there was speculation that the two might have split, but TMZ is reporting that TJ and Amy are still going strong. What do you guys think? I'm just going to open the floor.
Might as well. You know, it's already going to affect your career. It seems like at some point, Erica, they were like, this relationship is worth the risk. They had to have thought that at some point. They were pretty open with the fact that they were dating each other. I don't know if they knew the blowback would be this, but I mean, since it has been, at least keep the relationship, I guess.
I just can't think of another time that other than, like, obviously with Matt Lauer and all of that people reporting the news have become the news so much that it's ingrained in pop culture that we're talking about it on Watch What Happens Live. I'm shocked that Gayle actually gave a statement at all about this.
Right.
But then also, I think that we've kind of merged pop culture with, you know, what's happening in the world around us. This is so messy. It is so messy.
It is
and
messy,
I do not, it's like at the point where I'm like, was it worth it?
Well,
Like,
I think about if you guys, you know Morning Joe? Do you guys ever watch that?
Yeah.
Joe Scarborough and Minka.
Brzezinski. Yeah, they fell in love with each other and divorced their spouses, and they are now married, and they are on the air together. But there wasn't other people around that he might have also. That's the part that I think is sticking in everyone's craw.
Yeah.
And I think Gayle King has some firsthand knowledge because Charlie Rose was one of the people that she worked closely with that also was off air, and not comparing the TJ Holmes situation to that because we don't have all the details, but she's been through this where the news anchor became the news.
For sure.
It's definitely awkward to navigate. Okay, so after 7 years, Trevor Noah said goodbye to The Daily Show last night. At the end of the show, he got emotional while reflecting on the black women who shaped his life and said, if you really want to learn about America, talk to a black woman. Take a look.
Black women cannot afford to around and find out. Black people understand how hard it is when things go bad, especially in America, but any place where black people exist, whether it's Brazil, whether it's South Africa, wherever it is, when things go bad, black people know that it gets worse for them. But black women in particular, they know what is, genuinely. People always be shocked. They'll be like, why do black women turn out the way they do in America? Why do they vote the way yeah, because they know what happens if things do not go the way it should.
I love that he said that. Erica, what did you take when you heard him say that?
I have always said on the show, how many times have I brought up Trevor Noah?
You are into him.
Not like that.
Not like that, but like you love
And
it.
off air, how many times?
I didn't mean it like that.
I love Trevor Noah. I have always loved Trevor Noah and supported him when he's on tour or whatever, because he is such the epitome of multiple cultures and races and just so much together, and how he really navigates the world around him. When you see both sides of the equation, when you are both sides of the equation, and you're able to navigate the world around you in the way that Trevor Noah does, he is such a special person. And what he has done on The Daily Show hasn't even scratched the surface of what this man will ultimately become. And I am so proud of him. He is clearly very clear on who he's from and and where he's from. And I took that message quite personally because I felt like if anyone would know, it would be him.
Yeah, I don't think it can be, and I think over time it will be lost. Like what he did, just taking over the Daily Show.
That's what I was thinking.
People forget the cultural icon is putting it. I think too small. When you talk about like what Jon Stewart was basically tasked with delivering the news to millennials and breaking down the world in a way that people could understand and laugh at, and to have a relative unknown step in there, and especially somebody that was not from this country and tell this country about itself. I mean, that could have gone left really quickly.
That was my point, yeah.
So
I was like, who's going to take after Jon Stewart?
Right.
And I was like, who is this? And then I was like, he did beautifully.
Absolutely.
He went way and above my expectations. But that seat was like, who can fill it? And it took Trevor Noah.
And now it's about who's next.
And I think a lot of people are wondering who's next. There's going to be some guest hosts: Chelsea Handler, Sarah Silverman, Leslie Jones, Wanda Sykes. So I'm excited to see that lineup.
I'm going with my dark horse, Roy Wood Jr.
That you think he's going to get the job?
I think Roy Wood's going to get it.
I love that he looked into the camera and was like, listen, I appreciate everybody in the audience, everybody who didn't like me, the critics, everyone out there. I appreciate that you guys tuned in and gave me an opportunity to look at America with you and go through the news and find some levity, even in times like the pandemic where we weren't really laughing at all.
Right.
And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but my last day with DBL is December 31st. And I know this is like, no, I haven't talked about this, but you got to know when it was a beautiful experience and also when it's time to move on.
Right.
And Trevor Noah is really confident about that. And so when I watched him do this, I was like, okay, this is a big deal and this is a big moment. And I aligned myself with him about knowing when it's time for you to figure out what your next step is.
Wow.
And
And
so
I applaud you for that.
Yeah, good for you.
It is important to know when it's time to move on. And when you overstay something, you're really diminishing what your next level is. And I know we've had conversations, and when you know that there's something in your heart that's more for you, it means nothing about what happened in the past or what's going to happen in the future. It's your particular path. And I know that you are going to be a tremendous success.
I appreciate that, Erica. We had many conversations about this. I didn't think the conversation was going to go here, but also I think it's important to be transparent because that's what we do on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So coming up on DBL, our interview with our friend of the show, Jonathan Bennett. He's telling us all about his new Christmas movie, and Erica's got the scoop on the latest of Real Housewives of New Jersey next.
It's happy holiday season time.
From our DBL family to yours, we want to wish you
a happy holiday season.
A happy holiday season.
Your manager is Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
Trevor Noah? As your manager, Trevor
That was a weird way to ask that question. You're Trevor Noah manager now?
By the way, as soon as Jon Stewart left, every Jewish mother of a comedian was like, I heard Jon Stewart's leaving. Could you possibly get the spot? And I was like, no.
Do you know the best coffee table book? Because I wanted to do a couple.
You paid for it.
One was going to be just crazy text messages one of my friends has gotten from people. But another one is just advice entertainers get from our families. They're like, you should have a show on NBC. You should ask them.
Why don't you just call him?
Well, yeah, why don't you just tell them you want a comedy special? Okay, HBO.
I can help you.
I would.
So who do you think? Al thinks Roy Wood Jr. is going to be taking Trevor Noah's spot. It could be me now.
Yeah. You
Now
gotta
that
throw-
I release this news.
put your name
no,
in the hat.
I'm definitely not a comedian. I think you got to know how to do that really well.
It's
It's a very fine line to tell the news that's that serious at night. Like Charlamagne's doing a great job. I know he's not a trained comedian, but he knows how to bring levity.
Right.
Where I know how to play, but it's kind of like I'm more.
It's hard to like.
Yeah, it's harder to
be
know
funny and report on terrible things.
the timing
which is-
though. The comedic timing is like everything with like stuff like that.
It's important, and I think a lot of comedians. I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure there's more. I've been really helped by just doing a ton of podcasts. Like I do, obviously my own podcast, but early on when podcasts were first starting, you would sit down with 3 or 4 people and you figure out timing. Like, okay, Lindsay's wrapping up, let me jump in, or she's really serious about something, I'm gonna let her finish. But you learn how to kind of have the art of conversation. And so if somebody wants to get into the world of, I would say, media or anything that's kind of like discussion driven, I would say do as many podcasts as you can, even if you don't know the people, even if you're not passionate about the topic. Just do it and get used to talking with a bunch
And
of people.
it might seem like it's oversaturated, but podcasts are going to be here to stay.
Forever.
Yeah, so
Forever.
I mean, there's a niche for every topic. You talk about denim.
Cohen has Jersey housewife holics thirsting for season 13. Who's Angela Bassett watching, and is it really the final chapter of one of my favorite stories? All in this week's What Erica's Watching. First, at Bravo Andy said he's not only excited for season 13 of the Jersey Housewives, he says the upcoming season is excellent. Jersey housewife Teresa joined him in the clubhouse and dished on her wedding details, including her sister-in-law Melissa and her brother Joe not giving her a wedding gift and ditching the big day. Apparently, we won't be seeing Teresa get married either, at least on the show. However, she invited us all to watch her wedding special once the season wraps. Next, we finally know what Angela Bassett thinks of Keke Palmer's spot-on impression. Vanity Fair reunited the two almost 16 years after they played a mother and daughter on the big screen. Take a look.
You were lie, and you were cheap, and I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you no more.
And finally, if you're a fan of The Best Man like I am, there's more in store for the friends who survived a scandalous book that aired all of their dirty laundry. Check out The Best Man Final Chapters as a limited series on Peacock.
Hollywood has come a-calling. They want to make unfinished business into a movie.
Say what now? Get your popcorn ready.
All 8 episodes drop December 22nd, and the series is serving up some piping hot chocolate. Nah, I mean, just in time for the holidays.
I would hug you, but not with that on the loose.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I'm glad that no one was around chronicling my college exploits.
Like when you were a stripper?
That was a very small part of Mommy's undergraduate experience.
Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
This is a map from the CDC showing deaths from heart attacks using the latest data from 2018 to 2020. The darker reds show counties with higher death rates. Right here in Mecklenburg County, the data shows a lower heart attack death rate. But there's one question this map doesn't answer. Is there a time when heart attacks are more likely to happen? The question, are there more heart attacks during the holidays? Let's verify. Our sources, cardiologist Dr. Pyle Coley, Novant Health, and the American Heart Association. According to the American Heart Association, more than 356,000 cardiac arrests occur outside the hospital in the U.S. each year. But during the holidays, they say cardiac death is almost 5% higher.
Really does have a higher incidence at this time of year.
Dr. Coley and Novant Health say there are several reasons why heart attacks spike during Christmas and New Year's.
We're usually out of our routines. We're traveling a lot more. We may be eating and drinking more alcohol than usual, and we've kind of fallen off the wagon when it comes to exercise, getting enough sleep, doing many of those healthful types of routines.
The excessive eating, drinking, and stress, Coley says, all that can put a lot of strain on your heart. We also tend to put things off during the holidays, including care.
So we see the highest number of fatal heart attacks occurring on the 25th, followed by the 26th, followed by New Year's Day.
So if something doesn't feel right, Dr. Coley says to make sure to get it checked out. And of course, try to stay on track.
Make sure that you are taking your regular medications. You're not missing any doses, even if you're traveling, making sure you're getting plenty of water.
So we can verify that, yes, more heart attacks do occur during the holidays. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Jason DeVito, your family's neighbor.
Oh, hi, Sam, Dalton, the brother, which you obviously already know, obviously. I've said obviously twice.
Welcome back to DBL. That was Jonathan Bennett in his new Christmas movie, The Holiday Sitter. And earlier we spoke with him about it and some of the crazy hijinks on set. Take a look.
Please welcome back to the show, Jonathan Bennett.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Hey, JB, how you doing, boo-boo?
Hey, I miss everybody. It's so good to see your faces.
We miss you. It's so good to see you, too. All right, let's get to this movie because we want to know, how did your experience with kids on the set of a movie you did a few years ago inspire The Holiday Sitter?
Oh, okay. We want to talk about that. Let's talk about it. So I did a Hallmark movie years ago called Christmas Made to Order, and we were actually shooting in a house, and the family that owned the house we were filming in had 4 kids, and they would bring them to set every day, and I would just start entertaining them and like juggling. I basically became like a birthday party clown for these kids, and the mom leaned over to me and she's like, you need to do a movie where you play like a Manny. Like, you're not a nanny, you're a Manny, and you have to take care of the kids. And that sparked the idea. And then it just kind of transformed from there, where one of my favorite movies growing up was Uncle Buck.
Yes.
So I was like, what if Uncle Buck was gay?
I have a more serious question for you, and it kind of deals with
Okay, what's the serious question?
Let's get serious. No, but I do want to hear your opinion. I've been waiting a long time to hear this. There's some controversy over holiday movies, over Candace Cameron Bure and what she said about traditional marriage, okay? And we have Neil Bledsoe. He just exited The Great American Family because of her comments. And I just wanted to have you have the floor and say, how did executive producing and starring in an LGBTQ plus led movie on Hallmark help you tell the story that you wanted to tell?
Well, I think, look, I can't, I don't know what other networks are doing or what all of their viewers are going to see, but I know like what the viewers at Hallmark Channel are going to see is a story and a network that's filled with inclusivity and filled with love and filled with heart and filled with family, whether that family is biological or chosen. And so to be a part of a network like Hallmark Channel that puts inclusivity at the forefront of their storytelling, it's the best thing in the world, for me to be able to make that. And as a queer filmmaker, what Hallmark Channel has done for me is made a safe space for queer people to tell stories.
Yeah.
And if you're an artist, there is no bigger blessing than to have a safe space to do your art. We never set out to make a gay Hallmark movie or a gay Christmas movie.
It's a love film. It's just a love film.
Yeah, this movie's not made for a queer audience or an LGBTQ plus audience. It's made for everybody, and everyone will be able to relate to the story because Christmas is for everybody.
Yes.
Hallmark Channel's for everybody. The Holiday Sitter's for everybody. So I feel like when people watch it, there's so many things in these characters that they're going to be able to identify with, and I think that's what sets this movie apart from so many others.
I can't wait. Beautifully stated. Beautifully stated. And speaking of your co-stars, Jonathan, you posted this hilarious video of you and co-star George Crissa on Instagram. What is going on here?
Wait, what's the video? I can't see it.
You guys have, it looks like Nerf guns, and you're ambushing his trailer?
Okay, look, George and I,
and he's
first of all,
shirtless.
George Crissa is the unicorn we've been waiting for this movie, because to cast the role of Jason, he had to have so many qualities. He had to be hunky, he had to be handsome, he had to have blue eyes, be good with comedy. There's so many things that we needed, and I was like, I don't know if we're gonna find this guy. And all of a sudden, George Crissa came on screen, and I was like, we found the guy. So from every moment we worked together on set, it was so much fun because we had normally you have a co-star that's a girl, and in this, it was 2 guys, so boys will be boys. They're gonna screw with each other, they're gonna punch each other, we're gonna shoot Nerf guns at each other. So every day was just like a battle of who can outdo the other one and cause the most chaos to the other person on set.
We love you. You got to get back in the studio. Please. I'm going to put some pressure on you. Excuse me, what?
Okay, great.
Okay,
we can talk about all the hot topics.
Okay, we're gonna have our people call your people. Thank you for chatting with us. Thank you, Jonathan. DBL Nation, you can watch Jonathan's new movie, The Holiday Sitter, out this Sunday on the Hallmark Channel. We'll be right back.
Bravo, Jonathan.
Bye, honey. Congrats.
Thanks, guys.
So I'm not proud of this mini feast, but here's one that would put it to shame. This post on Reddit went viral this week, not for how big and beautiful the spread is, but for how gross it is to have all that food out for so long with so many hovering hands, the commenters pointed out. Of course, 'tis the season to snack, to nibble, to graze, so let's verify, when does food go from gorgeous to gross? We turn to only the finest, freshest sources to find out. A food safety rule of thumb from the Department of Health and Human Services: never leave perishable foods out of the fridge for more than 2 hours. Past that point, it could make you sick.
Sometimes bacteria can cause food to spoil, but other times it can cause food to become unsafe and cause foodborne illness.
But what about cheese? Isn't aging kind of part of the process? Well, the rule still applies. Dairy Management Inc., a trade group that includes the National Dairy Council, says after 2 hours, hard cheeses like cheddar and Gouda need to go back to the fridge, and soft cheeses like brie and mozzarella should be tossed out. And that really goes for anything that belongs in a refrigerator, including raw meats and leftover cooked food.
When in doubt, throw it out.
HHS advises keeping hot foods on a chafing dish or in a warming tray or slow cooker. Anytime food gets between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, it becomes a feast for bacteria.
I have my own thermometer. I think that's a really good tool for people to have at home.
Even a hot, freshly cooked meal, sauce, or dip won't last once it cools down and enters the danger zone. As soon as it drops below 140, start the 2-hour countdown.
If you think you might have some leftovers, to just heat up and serve a small amount at a time.
And in 2022, we're still unfortunately passing more than just the appetizers. So to prevent the spread of viruses, make sure you have plenty of serving utensils and have people eat off their own plates, keeping their hands off the finger foods.
Just be intentional. Make food safety a part of your plan for your party.
When it comes to food prep, try not to put things out too early, because then it starts the clock earlier. Also, use common sense. Wash your hands, wash your knives and your cutting boards for at least 20 seconds. Keep raw foods and prepared foods separately, and check for mold on baked goods before eating or serving. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
Could a new and trendy AI app put you and your data at risk? Let's connect the dots. Lensa is a photo editing app that can transform your pictures into different styles of artwork like anime and pop art. Right now, it is the top free app in the Apple Store. It's only free though for a 7-day trial. So how does it all work? When you click the magic avatar feature, you have the option to upload 10 to 20 pictures at a time. The app wants you to use close-up pictures of yourself making a variety of faces. Artists, though, now accusing the app of stealing their work to create these avatars. An artificial image creation expert says AI models are coded to use other people's artwork to create a new image. That means the software is meant to draw links between the images and keywords associated with similar artwork. Some privacy experts also worried the Lensa app is keeping the photos you upload and all your personal data as well. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back. We've got some awesome products from our friends at Side Deal. Check them out.
Steph, I'm so excited for what you have for us today.
Hi, Tori. Hey, DBL Nation. The holidays are sneaking up on us, and we've got some great products that would make amazing last-minute gifts. So check it out. First up, we've got the original Dutch oven from BK. So this deal includes one Dutch oven and a lid, available in 2 sizes. We've got it in 2.5 or 5.5 quarts. So the cook in your life is going to love these Dutch ovens because the carbon steel construction make them more heat responsive than cast iron. It means you're going to get faster and more even cooking, and the non-stick coating is extremely tough, which means it's less likely to chip than cast iron designs. Now, this Dutch oven also features stay cool handles and is oven safe up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So normally these are $100 to $160.
Yeah.
But we've got them for $39.99 to $49.99, which is saving everyone 69%.
I love the sizing on that because you can make a big soup for winter and make a nice cozy chili.
Oh yes, Tori. These are so versatile. You're going to use them all the time. They're going to last you a really long time.
Love that.
And they are such beautiful pieces as well. You can have these out on the side and they're going to look gorgeous in your kitchen. Now, Tori, we've also got the perfect gift product, if you've got a music lover in your life, it is the Anchor Soundcore U2 24-hour earbuds.
Ooh.
So this deal includes 1 pair of headphones and 1 charger. Now, these earbuds are amazing because they feature a waterproof design and they last for 24 hours on a single charge. So they also have noise reduction voice enhancement for phone calls, and these are a customer favorite on Side Deal. Thousands of people have given these earbuds 5 stars online, Tori.
Ooh, I love good reviews.
I know. So normally these are $43.
Okay.
But we've got them for just $16.99, which is saving up to 60%.
I just have to say one thing. If you were thinking you love the AirPods or whatever, you're going to lose them eventually. You're going to lose one.
Yes.
This you can't lose. Head on over to sidedeal.com, y'all, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. Or you can even visit sidedeal.com right on your smartphone. Couldn't be easier. Great gifts. Steph, thank you so much.
Okay, so we have one more story before we go. Comedian Gabriel Iglesias, also known as Fluffy, recently threw his dog Risa a $100,000 quinceañera. He wheeled his 4-pound chihuahua into the lavish party that included dancers and a DJ. There was a selection of Mexican dishes for the human guests and puppuccinos, which are just whipped cream in a cup for the pups. Gabriel told Today that he never had a daughter and that Risa is the only girl dog he's ever had. He said Risa is between 16 and 17 years old. He wanted to spend the money to celebrate her. Everyone knows a quinceañera is for a 15-year-old woman or girl, but he did his own thing. So what do you guys think about it?
I threw Josie Rose a bark mitzvah.
Ooh.
No one needs to say anything, and it was not it was
Only
not,
Kelly, aw.
It was only it was not $100,000. It was just me, my husband, and a cake and a little Torah reading.
And $90,000.
No, but I mean, like, I think.
Can I just say this? The dog doesn't know where it is.
Right.
Yeah, but
That's
he wants to celebrate his dog. It's an elderly dog. I can understand the attachment.
I do too.
We generally have a party for Spike because Spike's birthday is the same day as my husband's birthday.
Yeah, shared birthday.
Yeah, now we don't know that
The
for
dog
sure.
doesn't know that.
We do think that Aunt Fran just gave Spike Anthony's birthday because Anthony was her favorite person ever.
I could look. I've known Gabriel. I've worked with him for a long time. Spend your money how you want to, but I just want to make it clear: the dog doesn't know where it is.
Maybe, but do you think the dog feels? I think they feel very special.
The dog has no concept of anything. What the dog doesn't have concept of special. It doesn't know what that is.
Well, as a dog owner, I think that they feel special when you give them a treat, go for a
Yes, when
walk.
it's eating. It's a natural biological instinct.
Or you say, "Good girl, this is like the best."
That
good
means
girl.
it's about to eat. It's a natural biological instinct.
You're a stinker.
That dog doesn't know where it is.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you guys on Monday, same time, same place.
Bark the dog.